Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Monday, January 26th. Just want to do a quick video recapping here kind of my morning. Just took some pretty fantastic trades here today. I think I had 4 winners and took 1 loser. Really 5 winners. So I took one and took a scalp in the overnight session, but did include that in my stats here for today as far as my wins and losses in that column. But came in this morning with a pretty strong thesis on where I was extremely interested in taking a look at how the market was going to react to certain areas um, of the market, especially the the NQ market. You know what? Let's just jump into the chart so I can kind of start off with that. All right, so in the morning I had this purple band here, and I had marked off. Okay, guys, this is a pretty strong area of where sellers are pretty much stacking up at. So as we got closer to price action, my thesis here with sellers turned into, you know what? To me, it kind of looks like sellers might be pretty trapped in this scenario. And the reason why I was able to determine that in all of this pretty much garbage that you see here is that every time that the sellers would come in extremely strong, a lot of contracts to the downside, but with very minimal effort. Okay, so they were putting in a lot of effort with minimal return on their effort. So I then kind of switched to, I kept saying to my signal group and to everybody that was live watching my stream, said, well, this it looks like an area that, even though the sellers have defended this area extremely well, to me they looked very trapped. Even to this move to the downside, which I said, okay, good job, sellers. They did a good job moving out of here. But once I saw this candle, I'm like, this was a pure manipulation play right here. And I'm really looking for any opportunity that I can get to go long. And actually had to get off the charts for a little bit, for about a couple of minutes, which was a little bit unfortunate timing, because then we had this bar that came right through. And I was telling my members, I'm like, in my live stream, I'm like, any opportunity that I see where the sellers are trapped, I would not want to take a long. And I missed this opportunity because I went upstairs, I went to go post my levels, whatever. So I missed this opportunity. Made a very strong move to the upside, would have capitalized on that trade, did not take that trade. Ended up taking a long here based on a pretty much smaller reactionary point, and got stopped out. So took about, I don't know, maybe an 8-point loss on this trade here, which kind of stunk because my thesis on the move was right. I was just a little bit early. And then we finally came right back down. Sellers were just trying so hard. I mean, they were pumping in 800 contracts, 1,000 contracts, 400 contracts, and they just could not break through this level here. And finally, on this candle, moved to the upside. Actually, right here was my confirmation that the sellers were completely trapped, and took this trade. My initial target was 30 points, so it would have been somewhere right above here. But I ended up changing that because the initial balance of the market was right at the 25,886 on the NQ, which is the first hour of trading. So I told everybody on stream, you know what, I'm going to just target the initial balance because we're probably going to see a reaction there, which we did. It hit my target right to the tick, and then we probably went down about another 14 points, which would kind of really sucked because I would have already been some good profit. So a good case to take my TP at the initial balance. Great reactionary place. Obviously left about 10 points on the table there, but still a nice 19.5 point winner. I think it was 19. Yeah, 19.5 points winner right there, to get me solid into the green for the day. And then had a few, and I'll show these trades coming up here in a few minutes, so just stick around for them. They're beautiful trades. Took 2 shorts here in gold. Both worked out extremely well. Both hit TP1, TP2. And then I had mapped out a big one. I was a little afraid of this trade just because this looked a little bit sweepy to me for gold. I should have probably learned my lesson that, much after 10, this is a pretty strong move to the downside that I could have probably capitalized. But I even said here, this was probably put in at around market open. This is going to tell a lot about gold today, right here. Um, and had my targets for TP1, TP2. TP2 was a huge target, but it would have slammed both of those with very minimal drawdown too, right into that shaded area. But still, I was very happy with my trading today. Very happy with how I saw the market. Unfortunately for sellers today, they just getting absolutely destroyed at every single turn that they made, and it's pretty easy to spot when you're looking at volume, delta, and your footprint. It's very, very simple to spot. So sit back, relax, watch the trades, and I hope to see you tomorrow on live stream. I stream every morning right at the market open. Take care. I don't know, kind of feel like the sellers are trapped here a little bit. Let's see. Got a real feeling that we got some trapped sellers here. Damn. Missed that move there. So they finally were trapped here, the sellers. Shit. I went upstairs to go post the levels. Gold was a winner this morning. Oil session 1 was a loser. Dang it. Honestly, this was the play I was looking for this all whole morning. Really felt like the sellers were trapped here. Could be a small scalp here on gold at the 5083.5, targeting the 5081.1 and the 5079.1. See if we get a quick reaction here. Go. Take it down, buddy. Take it down. Down, 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 down. Down, down, down. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come on. That was a reaction right there. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Missed the TP there by a tick, man. Literally missed TP there by a tick. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Man, I'm really looking at NQ now too for a long. I already did the sweep here, so I need this reaction to be right here. Thank you. I'm going to take a stab here for a long. Targeting pretty close to the IB high here. Actually, we're a little bit above the IB high. Let's see here. Let's go right to the IB. I think we're probably going to get us a reaction to the top side. I could probably target 25 points, but just to be safe that I don't get a bad reaction there at the IB. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I use the washroom. All right, let's take a look at gold really quick. It's gonna be okay, there. I just feel like the buyers have just defended that area so strongly. At this point, they should just take auction theory would say, well, to be honest with you, auction theory would say the 900s would be, which is where my original target would have been. But since the IB acts as a pretty strong barrier, figured don't risk more than 19, or not risk, but don't target more. Just try to get a base hit here. All right, so they just lifted to the 890s, so this should be a pretty easy target here. I say easy, but nothing's easy in the markets. All right, it's 15 points right there. We're going through a little resistance here now. Let's see if they give me one strong push here. 16 points, there we go. Nicely done. Nicely done.